Metal Gear Solid is one of my favourite game series of all time, right? So I think I'm more qualified than anybody to say it's awful and can't be enjoyed by anybody except for dummies and dum-dums. My problem with the series is that it's completely ruined from the very beginning by a single line that utterly destroys Solid Snake as a character, and therefore the entirety of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. It all starts with the very first Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Solid. Now, some people claim there were other Metal Gear games before that one, but they're trolling. Anyway, it all starts well enough, right? You come out the water, you knock on some walls, you go up an elevator, you infiltrate the base like a proper infiltrating boss. Then Snake sees a surveillance camera, and what does he say in response to that?
A surveillance camera?
Friends, I give you the almost instantaneous downfall of so-called Solid Snake as a character. An alleged legendary soldier who apparently cannot fathom the concept of a secret fucking military base having a surveillance camera in it. What did you expect? On an island called Shadow Moses with DARPA chiefs and clandestine science experiments? What were you expecting to see? You'd just seen a bloke get into a Hind D, Snake, and you're confused by a fucking security camera? Toys R Us have security cameras? What on God's green fucking earth, and God forgive me for taking his name in vain, made you think for a second that a surveillance camera wouldn't be part of a sneaking mission at a facility that fuckers don't want fuckers to sneak into? You fucking chode. You absolute fucking chode, Solid Snake. From that moment on, I can't take anything this drooling ape does seriously. How could I? He wasn't expecting cameras. He's an idiot. And it only gets worse, because later on, this man who is evidently befuddled by basic security measures sees a floating bloke who can control minds and turn invisible, and he doesn't bat an eye.
Useless woman. Optic camouflage, huh? I hope that's not your only trick.
He quips about it. His mind is strained by the concept of simple electronic devices, and yet the Russian poltergeist in fetish gear is so normal it deserves only light derision. What world is this? You should be confused and upset by that, Snake, not cracking wise. You're confused by electronics! So anyway, Snake's as thick as pig shit, which means Snake Eater is the first game anybody with a brain can actually enjoy because it's a different Snake. But they've even gone and ruined that one retroactively, because it turns out Solid Snake's dad is just as big a dumbass as of Metal Gear Solid 5 The Growing Pains, because look at that! Dude's got a fucking horn in his head, and he's not even tried to wear a hat or anything. I mean, if I were working at Mother Base for this guy, right, I'd at least politely take him to one side and be like, mate, nobody else has said anything, but you got some shit in your head. File it down or something. It doesn't need to be jutting out of his fucking face that much. You can saw a good couple of inches off that fucker if you wanted. Did you know, right, it's a misconception that Vikings wore those famous Viking helmets, the ones with the horns, because it's really impractical, it turns out, to fight in close quarters with what amounts to friggin' handles on your head. It's stupid, and yet here's punished venom-naked Big Boss John Doe Snake, the greatest soldier in the world, the master of CQC, and he's got a fucking horn. If I was in a fight with Big Boss, I'd just grab his stupid shrapnel and yank his head into the side of a toilet cistern or something. Smack! Instant knockout, win for me. I start out of heaven instead, because I don't have a fucking bit of matter jutting out of my damn face, and if I did, I'd at least go at it with a nail file so it's not an ugly fucking liability. So anyway, that mildly annoys me sometimes.
A surveillance camera?